Yo, yo, coming at you from a different perspective. And I'm back in Western Australia after a month-long holiday, visiting family members, traveling all around Sydney and and uh, and Orange in rural New South Wales, and had a load of fun. Had heaps of masses of fun times, and got back home now, and everything's a little bit different. And that's why there's a different perspective going on in this video here. Is because stuff is set up a little bit differently in my home office here. And I wanted to share with you all, as I suppose one of the first videos, one of the first things that I'm sharing in this Happy New Year, Happy 2020, is this concept, this really humorous concept that came into my mind about a week ago. And I was telling my family members about this, about the concept of how would you feel if you heard about a psychologist who came up with an approach called forgiveness and kindness therapy. Now, with psychologists and psychiatrists, we love acronyms. We just love them. And there's all these different three-letter acronyms and things like this, like cognitive behavior therapy. We love big words as well. We really love big words. And so that's why I'm on a bit of a mission to evolutionize the the way that we do things in psychology, and try to make the education and the stuff that we have to share and all the good things that we have to share for people's minds and to help them develop, try to share it in a way that is going to make it more fun and more accessible for people. So we need to speak it in simpler language if this education is really going to get out there for all people to access and get the benefit from. We need to put everything in simple language. And so cognitive behavior therapy, this has been, when I was going through university, that I remember one of the academics was saying that CBT, the three-letter acronym for cognitive behavior therapy, was the gold standard, and that there was 30 years of research behind CBT. And it doesn't just stop at CBT. There's mindfulness-based therapies, MBT, DBT, dialectical behavior therapy. And to this day, I'm just trying to remember what dialectical actually means. I think it means like having a dialogue, I think it's about relationships. DBT, what other ones can I think of? EMDR. Then you got the conditions, the different illness names for the different illnesses that have been classified. You got PTSD and what else? BPD. Oh, there's heaps of things there. BAD, SAD. There actually is a thing called SAD, and it pretty much, the acronym means what the spelling sounds like, pretty much. So yeah, what else have we've got? Even we even make acronyms for our diagnostic manuals, the DSM, and then we come out with different versions. Number 3, DSM number 3, DSM number 4. Just to keep it interesting for all of you guys there. Keep you wondering what do all these different three-letter acronyms mean. But with the Science of the Mind training, I suppose I'm looking to evolutionize the whole approach. My approach, I suppose, is so radical. I haven't ever come across another mental health professional who does things the way that I do. And I'm looking to evolutionize the whole field, the whole system, because I feel like I've found a really good way, a way that works so well to help people heal. And it's all about care. It's not about cure. I've been telling people for years that people don't need cured. People don't need to be cured. It's not like people are a disease. They just need care in order to get healthy and to get functional. And caring and giving is what everybody needs, just like the analogy of a car. Like a car needs care. If it's going to run in a healthy way, we need to maintain it. We need to care about it and wash it and keep it clean and really look after it, keep it fueled up. Whenever it hits about the halfway mark on the petrol gauge, if we fill it up, it's going to always be nice and filled with petrol. But it takes that care and that generosity, that giving, that sensitivity and responsiveness in our attitude and in the way that we prioritize that thing for us to be able to care for it in that way and to give to it and to make it healthy and to make it happy. If you could imagine a real living car, that if you can personify that, it'd be a really happy, healthy and harmonious car, because when we get happy, we get harmonious, we get friendly. And that's what I'm sharing with you all, is I'm sharing this disinfectant, this infectious goodness with you that comes through me, just through training myself in this science. And that's what I'm trying to share with you all. Now, getting back to my main point, my main story was about how I came up with this term, this name for what I was going to call my science of the mind, clinical psychological treatment approach, which would be called forgiveness and kindness therapy, the most healing things on the planet. Forgiveness and kindness, training people in these things to help them to heal, which is what therapy means, is just healing. So healing people through helping them to learn and understand and study and develop and grow in their abilities to forgive and to be kind. Pretty simple stuff, but I was saying, I was saying something along the lines of I think it was to my mum and to my family members. Imagine if you got an email. I get so many emails about all these different psychological treatment approaches, but imagine if you got an email that was saying, come and train yourself in the FKT model of healing, and if you can sound out the way that sounds, and I didn't swear anybody, I didn't swear. That's your mind's inferring whatever you're inferring, but imagine asking someone, have you got fucked yet? Have you got your forgiveness and kindness therapy yet? Or did you get fucked? FKT apostrophe D? Did you get FKT'd yet? Did you get healed? And this is just a sort of humorous, funny sort of stuff, just adding a bit of humor, a bit of fun into what I'm doing here and sharing with you all. And yeah, but there really is a serious message there, which is, have we learned forgiveness yet? And how kind are we? Like, when we think about how much we've accumulated in this life, are we still thinking in those old ways, in that old way of thinking, that old paradigm? Or paradigm's a big word too, so that old system, that old cultural pattern of just thinking about how much money we've accumulated, how much material things we've accumulated in this life? Or are we going to get really smart and wise and start focusing on and training and growing to the absolute maximum the good qualities in our mind? How giving are we in our mind? How much of a habit of giving, rather than thinking about what we can get, thinking about what we can give? How much have we developed that tendency, that habit, that inclination? How involved do we get in giving, rather than thinking about what we can get? How giving are we? The reason why developing this habit of being giving in our mind really works to make us happy is because when we grow this habit, when we grow this ability to be giving in our minds and in our hearts, our heart, I use the word heart as a substitute or as an alternative for our minds, because it conveys the real meaning and the real feel of what our minds are truly like when we get happy, and what really deep down every one of us is truly like. Such a good person, such a wonderful person. That's why I call us all best friends and brothers and sisters. And I always say that either that, or I just say that it's a good person. It's people who come and see me. I never talk about, clients that come to see me, because it's not a business. It shouldn't be a business healing people. I really don't feel that. So, where was I going with that? I've lost that a little bit. Yeah. So I was talking about, why does giving work to make us happy? The reason is because if we get a really giving mind, if we become a really generous person, then we've got a mind that is just really giving to be around. If we become a really caring and funny, humorous, friendly person, then we are this person at the center of our universe. So we are hanging out with this person. We're hanging out with ourselves, with this mind, and whatever the qualities are in this mind, we're hanging out with ourselves the most in our